How's it going, ladies and gents? Reverend Say back again with another video for you guys today, and we're going to talk about a couple of things here. One of them is a very good conversation. It's a question for you guys, more so I guess than a conversation, you could say. But first off, let me start off by saying I spent most of yesterday trying to fix my issue for live streaming. I was trying to contact support for all these other places, and nobody replied to me. No responses, and I'm mad about it, dude. I'm like, Elgato's got a great freaking product, man, but recently they have gone downhill as far as support goes, and it's really starting to get on my nerves. So I think what I'm going to try to do today, and it won't be live, but what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to put in my old capture card just for live streaming and see if I can get things working right again with that. That would be absolutely fantastic, so that I can get back to live streaming console games, and you guys can stop being mad at me. Yeah, stuff like that. So anyway, I'll probably, if it works, I will definitely, actually I'll be live tomorrow night regardless of it working or not. But whether or not we're going to be on Call of Duty is still up in the air depending on if that works. So there's that. Yesterday I was supposed to release a sponsored video. Well, I realized after recording it that they had forgotten to give me a very important piece of information that I have to give you guys. So I had to email them, and once again, I have not gotten a response. So, like, it really feels like literally everybody who works for a company dropped the ball yesterday on actually answering their emails or their tweets or any type of support requests yesterday. I don't know what happened with all of these companies, but it just kind of went down the tubes yesterday. So hopefully I can get something straightened out today, and we can get that up for you guys. So I do apologize for missing the video yesterday, but that is why. It wasn't my fault, I promise. But anyway, today's video, here's the main topic that I want to bring to you guys, all right? And it's a hypothetical conversation here, and it's just based on the fact that everybody hates Infinite Warfare and thinks it's going to be terrible. But like hypothetically, let's say it does turn out to be terrible, all right? Just hypothetically, because I still have hope. Who knows? You don't know that. I'm gonna find out a COD XP for you guys. But until then, let's have this little conversation here. And I know I'm kind of getting ahead of things right now because it's not even out yet. But hypothetically, let's talk about if Infinite Warfare is doo-doo butts. Like, we don't know yet, but if it is, hypothetically, it's as bad as everyone says it's gonna be, all right? What then? What happens to Call of Duty? Do we suck it up, play that game, play the Modern Warfare remake until the next year? But then it's Sledgehammer. You know, it's in the hands of Sledgehammer. Do you think they save the series, or do you think it continues to go down the tubes? Like, it's a tough conversation. So I guess I kind of want to ask you guys, if Sledgehammer were to do it, what would they have to do to save the series if Infinite Warfare is as bad as everyone thinks it's going to be, besides myself? And a lot of people don't think it's going to be that bad, but besides myself, obviously, because I'm a pretty positive guy. I like to give them the benefit of the doubt until I actually play the game. So that's what I'm waiting for. I'm waiting for COD XP when I get to try it out, and obviously I'll let you guys know how it is. If you know, I'm allowed to, which I probably will be. I don't see why they would put an NDA on that. That would be kind of silly. But anyway, moving into the topic at hand, here's what I think Sledgehammer needs to do to save the series per se in their game. Because if they make another Advanced Warfare, even though I liked Advanced Warfare, I just thought it was sweaty. That was the main issue with it. It was like so fast paced, you had to always be trying. You couldn't really casually play that game. I've talked about it hundreds of times, so I'm not going to get into it too much. But if they were to make that again, it's not going to do well. It's not going to do nearly as well as the first one either, let alone as well as Black Ops 3 or anything like that. So let's think about it. Like, what do they need to do? Obviously, they have to scrap the Advanced Warfare title. They have to start anew. They have to start a new IP for Call of Duty. But what do they do? Do they go back in time? Do they keep it in the future? Do they go slightly less into the future? Do they make it more modern? I think the main thing that they need to do is to keep it boots on the ground. I think if they had to save it, if Infinite Warfare turns out to not do that hot, I think they absolutely have to go back to being boots on the ground. Otherwise, people are going to be very upset. People are going to give up. Like, having it 2 years in a row where the game is just complete doo-doo butts is just not going to be good. Now, we don't know that. Again, hypothetically speaking, it's doo-doo butts 2 years in a row. So they gotta know that you can't do that. Another thing is they have to listen to the community. That, like, an idea that I've thought about in my head is that they need to invite not just pro players, but community people, community YouTubers, people who are constantly you know, going through the ins and outs of the game on a non-competitive standpoint, so that they can bring them in and try to figure out what the majority of the community wants. Because yes, pro players are very important for the esports side of things and the balancing side of things, but that's for competitive, not necessarily they're not necessarily in tune with what the rest of the community wants in the game, or what the rest of the community needs or feels like should be in the game. They're just focused on competitive. Is it good for competitive? Is it going to be a good year? I think they need to bring in other YouTubers as well as pro players, community people, so that they can get an idea of what they want. Now, this is something that Destiny has actually done for a while now, since Dark Below and Taken King and House of Wolves and stuff like that. And there are so many, like, and a good example is King Ithalian going on stream when they said that there's not going to be a raid. He just shouts out, "There's no raid," you know, like, and he freaks out about it. He's joking about it, but he's also serious because he knows that himself and the rest of the community are upset about that aspect of it. But you know, bringing that over into Call of Duty, and that's a good thing, you know, because that is feedback that they need to have, and they need to see the outcome of that feedback and the reaction from the community. So I really feel like that's something important that they need to think about doing in the future Call of Duties. And I think they should do this, period. Don't get me wrong, this is something I think they should do regardless of how good Infinite Warfare is. But this is something that they have to do. I'm just speaking in hypothetical terms. If Infinite Warfare is as bad as everyone says it is, and it goes down the tubes like everyone thinks it's going to, Sledgehammer's got to step up their game so much. They made their new game. They made their innovative game. They got that out of the way. It was relatively successful, or at least as far as a new developer would go, I'd say it was pretty dang successful, at least sales-wise. But they have to bring it back. They have to do something that's just going, they know is going to do good, not just going to sell, that it's going to do good. It's going to restore people's faith in the series, and restores people's hopes in Call of Duty, instead of Activision dabbling in everything. And you know there's going to be supply drops again, but you know, I'm not even going to mention that because that's not really a big deal. But anyway, that's what I think. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. I'd love to hear from you guys. Hope you guys enjoyed that gameplay in the background too. That was a pretty good one I got the other night. So I'll see you guys tomorrow for yet another video. Peace.